Greetings everybody, welcome back to CNS Corvettes, and today we're going to talk about why C5 Corvette park lamps suck and how to overcome that problem. But before we do that, please take a chance to subscribe, like, hit the bell, all the good things for me down here beneath the screen so that we can go ahead and move forward and continue to bring you cool content. I very much appreciate it and thank you in advance. You know what sucks on C5 Corvettes? Other than the sun visors, which we've already done a video covering all of that stuff. The other thing that really sucks are the front park lamps. You ever notice that? You ever notice how they're always blowing out and you're constantly replacing bulbs and they get all hazy and yellow with age, and even when you put brand new GM ones in, a year later you're right back where you started. There's a good reason for that. And really, I can't entirely blame GM for it, because these park lamps, I've got an old crusty one here that we took off of a wreck, and I'm going to show you what happens to them. You have to understand, these lamps were never designed to deal with full-time daytime running lights. That law came into effect nationally after the development and production of these lamps was already completed. And GM looked at it and said, it'll be fine, don't worry about it. Well, fact of the matter is, it isn't fine. Here's why. The bulbs go in these lamps from underneath. Bulbs create a lot of heat. Now, this housing probably would have been fine for just normal turn signals or this, that, or the other. It was never meant to handle a 3157 bulb at full intensity for hours on end. Well, what do you think happens when plastic surrounding a bulb for hours on end gets too hot? Here's what happens. You see this right here? You see that big X? That, my friends, is what happens when the housing finally gives up and melts and causes the big X at the top. Why is that a problem, Lyle? I'll tell you. The problem is that the moment you wash your car or drive through a puddle and one tiny drop of water gets in here, what's the first thing it hits? That scorching hot bulb. One drop of water plus one scorching hot bulb equals 0 turn signals. And then you have to go in through the vent or get under the car and change the bulb, which, while it isn't a major issue, it's not like doing a torque tube, it's not something you really want to do on the side of the road, and it's really not even easy to do laying on your back on the garage. Here's the other problem. You see this giant hole here? You see where the bulb actually melted through and just fell out of this housing? Yeah, that's why this isn't a great idea. Now, you can replace these and they'll give you a year or two of service before they too crack and melt, and they get yellow and they get sandblast, they get all that stuff. I've been looking for a good solution for this for years because I hate it on my car, and I'm sure you guys hate it on your cars. Well, recently I found a supplier that I've been doing business with for a few years who came out with a new product specifically for the C5 Corvette that, before I even wanted to talk to you guys about it, I put it on my own car, and I've had it on for 6 months, maybe 8 months, because I wanted to make sure that they were good quality, they did everything they were supposed to do, so I didn't open my big mouth and put forward a product that wasn't very good. Well, I can tell you, after 6 or 8 months of you driving this car pretty much every day and using this in a variety of conditions, the replacement lights that they've come up with for this car are pretty incredible, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through them on my car here in the shop and show you how they work, different levels, different functions, stuff like that. And then I'll tell you about different options that are available to you in these lights. So let's go ahead, take a walk around the car, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, my car's here at the showroom. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna have you guys take a look at these lights. I'm gonna just hit my remote, my key fob, and show you what they look like when you walk up to the car, okay? So, car's in the parking lot, and you walk up to it, unlock it, boom, bright LEDs, okay? That is very noticeable in the showroom during the daytime. It is extremely noticeable at night. Not only does it look cool, but it's also much better for safety on the road, especially at night or in inclement weather. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through some of the basic functions of what you can expect when you're using these lights. So, first and foremost, we're just going to turn on the car. Okay, this is your daytime running light. This is what everybody is going to see as you're going down the road. during the daytime. Now, you're going to make a left-hand turn, so you hit your turn signal. See that really cool sequential movement? That catches your eye. It's also a lot more modern than the previous single incandescent bulb models. Now, let's say we turn on our park lights. Ooh, that's bright. Now this replaces your daytime running light if you wanted to. This is your daytime running light normally. If you turn your park lights on or your headlights on, this additional light comes on. Now, when I hit the turn signal, you can still see it just fine, okay? But what I want to show you, the cool thing is, as bright as these lights are, they aren't shining ahead. They're shining over here, okay? So it's off to the side. You ever have a C4 Corvette that had the cornering lights on it, that when you hit your turn signals, you could see the corner? I have found driving this car at night that because these aren't focused forward to avoid blinding other drivers, they're off to the side, and going around the corner, it really does help you see where you're going. I've been so happy with these and their appearance, and it is really bright at night. I mean, I can drive through my neighborhood at night without my headlights on just using these, although I wouldn't recommend that. So this is the clear. They make it in two styles. So if you take a look, you can see that it's just a clear lens with a silver backing. Now, they also make it in this, which is the same lamp, but a smoked lens. And I've debated about changing these out on my car. In fact, if you think I should take these clear ones off and put these on, go ahead and tell me in the comments, and maybe you'll help me make my choice. The reason I'm thinking about going with these is because on the back, I have matching LED side markers. Take a look at these things. Now, I've done a video on these before where it is a really bright LED strip rather than that one dull incandescent bulb. And of course, these are the smoked, and they just kind of blend into the car when they're not on. I haven't done LED taillights, I haven't done LED headlights yet, but I've been so happy with the way these look at night on the back, I couldn't resist going with the new park lights in the front. So basically, oh wait, let me show you the hazards. That's really cool. Let me throw the hazard flashers on. So hazard flashers are also sequential. And now that I've had enough time to do some serious quality control on this stuff, where I really know that these are quality products, I can tell you they're well built, they don't leak, they don't fail, and they just plug directly into the socket that your old light bulb went into, and then that just twists up in here. They're plug and play. You don't have to do any extra wiring. You don't have to cut anything. These guys are outstanding. So what I've done is I've kind of set up a multiple choice thing on my website for these. You can buy the smoke, you can buy the clear. You can buy the smoke and the clear park lamps, and also buy a package with the side markers. The side markers come in smoke and clear. They also come in plain red, just like the originals. They all light up the same way that you just saw. They all light up brilliant red. The other thing I'm adding to this package, I'm going to grab and I'm going to show you. Hang on. The last important piece of this package is this little guy. This is what you call a Hyperflash Harness. Why is this included, Lyle? This is included so you don't have to go cutting your factory wires all the way around here, or wiring in individual resistors that get really, really hot. Or, I mean, these park lamps come with plug-in resistors and they're great, but they still get really hot, and you have to do it for each lamp. This plugs in under your dashboard, right under the steering column, takes about 5 minutes to install. Once this is plugged in, this little module takes care of the Hyperflash, you know, that super fast flash you get from LEDs. This takes care of the entire car. You don't have to do any more resistors, just this little guy plugged in handles all of it. So in a single afternoon, you can have all of these lights installed on your C5 with a Hyperflash harness, okay? So the kit, including the park lamps, the side marker lamps, and the Hyperflash harness, is $299 shipped to your door anywhere in the United States. If you only want the park lamps, that's totally cool. We can do that. They're $195 anywhere in the United States. The side marker lamps are $59 anywhere in the United States, but you're going to get them and this at a discount if you buy the entire package. Obviously, you buy more, you get a better price. So that stuff is all available on my website. Alan will link to everything down below. I'm really excited about this, guys. I don't normally install products on my personal car for months ahead of time, but this was important enough for the Corvette, C5 Corvette community. I felt it was warranted, and I've been extremely happy with them. If you have questions about them, feel free to ask me in the comments or email me at lyle@corvettepartscenter.com, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible with a good answer. I hope you find this useful. I'm excited about it. I think it's really cool, and it really brings the car into the 21st century as far as looks go, in my opinion. I hope you agree with me. Talk to you soon.